for the average resident. The total budget is a little more than 17.7 million and is down from the previous year. The township will be utilizing 4.3 million of its reserved fund balance as revenue in this budget. The budget is under this year's spending cap and New Jersey tax law cap. In addition, the budget will be placed for the residents to view on the township website in both a user-friendly form and a public PowerPoint form. Jeff is working on that as we speak, and we expect to have that up hopefully next week. So with that being said, I'll ask for a motion to introduce, well, this is resolution 2021-63, introducing the year's budget for 2021 municipal budget. Can I get a motion and a second, please?
So moved, Tom Lyon.
Second. Oh, go ahead.
Virginia will have that. Jamie, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Jenny?
Aye.
Ms. Pareo?
Aye.
Mr. Lyon?
Aye.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye. And the motion carries. The budget is officially introduced and will be on the website in short order. Next up, we have resolution 2021-64, authorizing township emergency appropriations.
Motion. Lynn.
I'll second.
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Jenny?
Aye.
Ms. Pareo?
Aye.
Mr. Lyon?
Aye.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye. And the motion carries. Next up, we have resolution 2021-65. This is emergency recruitment resolution. Can I get a motion and a second, please?
So moved, Virginia.
Second.
Jamie, call the roll, please.
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Jenny?
Aye.
Ms. Pareo?
Aye.
Mr. Lyon?
Aye.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye. Motion passes. Next up, we have our consent agenda. This is resolution 2021-66, all the way to resolution 2021-70. Is there any objections to any of the resolutions within the consent agenda?
Yes.
Seeing none, I'll seek a motion to approve the consent agenda and the resolutions therein.
So
I'll make a
moved,
motion.
Tom Lyon.
And I'll second.
Jamie?
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Jenny?
Aye.
Ms. Pareo?
Aye.
Mr. Lyon?
Aye.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye. And those resolutions carry and are passed. Next up, we have our motions. I need a motion authorizing the payment of bills and all purchases made under the cooperative purchasing agreement.
So moved.
And
Second.
Virginia. Jane, if you call the roll, please.
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Jenny?
Aye.
Ms. Pareo?
Aye.
Mr. Lyon?
Aye.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye. And our last motion of the night, I need a motion accepting the report of the tax collector and township clerk.
So moved.
I'll second.
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Jenny?
Aye.
Ms. Pareo?
Aye.
Mr. Lyon?
Aye.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye, and that motion carries. At this point, we'll now have our reports from professionals, the mayor and council members. So first up, the joy of his first public meeting as acting chief. We're going to put him up first here, Acting Chief Mitchell. I'm going to open up the floor to you. Thanks for joining us tonight on this busy week. We appreciate it and look forward to your report.
Thanks, Tyler. I appreciate you inviting me. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jim Mitchell. I'm a lieutenant with the Delran Township Police Department. Currently, I'm serving as acting chief. I just wanted to give you a quick update on what's going on around the department and introduce myself tonight. As far as our department goes, we're just like every other department in the United States. It's been a trying time. Our department's personnel are now almost fully vaccinated. All those who wanted the vaccination have received it. Despite the pandemic, we've been able to provide all the services that are normally available to citizens without any type of interruption. We have attempted to introduce reduced personal contact protocols in an effort to avoid exposures, but sometimes that is just not possible. So we're using additional PPE where it's appropriate. So far, we've been pretty successful. We've had some instances of infection, but we have not had any stoppage of service. We've been able to employ full shifts ever since the start of COVID without any interruptions whatsoever. As far as workload goes, it has changed dramatically since the start of COVID. We have an example. This would be the amazing number of increases in firearms applications. In 2019, we issued 237 firearms cards and permits. Permits are permits to purchase a handgun. In 2020, we actually issued 758. That's an increase of 521 permit to purchase cards and permits. The extreme demand has caused us to shift some resources over to that area, but we've been able to meet it without any increase in manpower. Speaking of manpower, we've had a couple of personnel changes I wanted to report on. Chief Parente, Alfonso Parente Jr., has decided to retire. We're very happy for him. He has served the citizens of Delran for 30 years, the last 17 as our chief. And this is kind of unusual. The department has been very fortunate to enjoy that kind of continuity of command, and I think the residents have benefited. In an additional personnel matter, we have a couple of new guys in the department. We have a couple of gentlemen that are now attending the police academy. Tyler Malia and Chris Gonzalez are both attending the Camden County Police Academy. We're hoping to have them out on the streets this fall. They're both Delran guys. They went to Delran schools, and they're bright men, and I'm very happy to have them joining the force. And on a final note, I'd like to say that the Delran police are your police, and we're here for you. I'm looking forward to working with mayor and council to increase trust, and we're working on that every day. So with that being said, that kind of completes my report.
Thank you very much, Chief. Appreciate your report and keeping us updated. There's a lot that goes behind the scenes, and we know you guys are working tirelessly, in this pandemic and trying times to make sure that the services are still as residents expect them to be. And finally, I'm glad to have you leading the department. I can't think of anyone better. So congratulations. Thanks for stepping up in the acting role. And I know, speaking on behalf of all of council, we look forward to a prosperous future ahead.
Thank you very much.
No problem. No problem. So at this time, we're now going to go to our clerk, Jamie Eggers. Do you have any report for us tonight?
I have no report tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Jamie. And next up, we have our administrator, Jeff Hatcher. Any report?
Just a brief comment. I want to congratulate Chief Parente on his well-earned retirement and welcome Jim Mitchell as our acting chief. I look forward to working closer with Jim in his new role as acting chief, and wish him well. That's all I have this evening.
Thank you, Jeff. Next up, we have a report from our mayor, Mayor Katrenbaum.
Yes, good evening, everyone. First, a couple of, I have a number of quick items. First, the weather is getting warmer, and that means the kids will be outside more often. And unfortunately, today, a child riding a bike in a neighboring town was hit by a car. So I just want to remind all of our residents to please be aware of your surroundings and that kids are out. Watch for them playing outside, and also ask all parents to please impress upon your kids that how important it is for them to keep an eye on what's going on. I know it's warm, and they're all kind of spreading their wings and going out and riding, even running after a ball. So just be awfully careful and remind them how dangerous it could be to go on the street. Like to remind everyone that Delran Public Works will be hosting our Clean Communities Days. That's April 15th through the 17th. It's a special event. It's for Delran residents only, and the masks and social distancing will be enforced. But if you can't make it that weekend, you can visit our newly updated Public Works page for more information, schedules, and to start exploring the Recycle Coach app. Council President and I met with the president of the Delran AA and our township engineers this last weekend, and are working to address some of the problems that we're now aware of and that we're having in the community park fields and some of the other fields in town. Stay tuned. We are hard at work. It's on our radar, and we will do our best to address them as quickly and completely as possible. Next, Due to HIPAA restrictions, I can't really talk about who it is that has passed, but we'd like to express our condolences to the family and friends of the Delran resident who we lost just this past week to COVID. I'd like to send congratulations to our council for arriving at their first budget and being creative and diligent enough to have a zero tax increase. I appreciate all the hard work from Jeff Hatcher and all the department heads for helping to bring this tax stable budget in for this year. Congratulations all. And finally, best wishes to Chief Al Parente and congratulations on his retirement. We thank you for serving the residents for 3 decades, and we hope you enjoy everything the future holds for you and your family. And that's my report.
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate it. And next up, we have for our solicitor's office today, Jennifer McPeak. Jen, do you have any report?
Nothing new except we're still working on all those ordinances that we had talked about before. We're just trying to get through them, see what we can do about them. Other than that, that's it.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Next up, we have our reports from members of council. First up, we have Councilwoman Virginia Parejo.
Yes, thank you. I want to echo the mayor's congratulations to Chief Prenti on his retirement. Delran was fortunate to have someone so dedicated protecting the residents for so long, and I want to thank him for that. I hope he enjoys this next chapter. Second, I just wanted to say that I was lucky enough to receive my second dose of the vaccine. The state and Burlington County are doing a great job with the process, and it was a positive experience. Every day we're getting closer to being on the other side of this pandemic, so please just keep wearing your masks, distancing, and looking out for one another until we get there. If any residents need help making an appointment or accessing vaccine services by phone, please reach out to me anytime. Lastly, the work on the utilities in Ward 1 is still ongoing. So that everyone understands, the road repaving work will not start until the utility work is complete, which will likely be in the fall. It may cause inconvenience for us, but it will be well worth it when the work is complete. Thank you, and that is all I have for tonight.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Next up, we have Councilman Smith.
Yes, I do have a couple quick things to report. First of all, last week I had the great opportunity to go to a COVID-19 update with Congressman Andy Kim and Dr. Herb Conaway. Well-attended event, and it was mainly focused on clergy, members of the clergy in Burlington County. So we had a really good attendance, and we're trying to get the word out to those folks, where there's folks that have, or either seniors or folks that have underlying conditions, that they can sign up and get the COVID-19 vaccine. And good news is that the clergy members are offering up their church sites as like pickup points where they can get picked up, and they would actually take them to the mass vaccination site in Mount Laurel. And what they've been doing is, to make it easier, is to actually take the parishioners in before, like an hour before the site actually opens every day, to get them in, get them out. And they've been doing roughly about 10 at a time, and it's been really great. So if any folks know of anyone that wants to get signed up for a vaccine, and they fit the eligibility criteria, you can reach out to me. I can definitely get you in contact with Andy Kim's office, and we'll be able to get them set up. Second item is also one of the other pieces of news that came out of the meeting was that for folks that have people that passed away in the last year, since January 20th of 2020 from COVID-19, the federal government through FEMA is actually helping people reimburse them for any funeral-related expenses that they might have incurred. So that program actually opens on April 12th. So definitely look forward to that. You can find that at FEMA.gov for the details. And lastly, just wanted to mention that Staples, our local Staples in Delran, they are kind enough to offer lamination for those vaccination cards that people are getting signed when they go either for their J&J, the 1-shot, or Pfizer Moderna, which is a 2-shot. After you're finished with that, you can get that laminated for free at Staples. They're just doing that to try to help encourage people to get in the fight and help defeat the virus. So that completes my report.
Thank you, Councilman. And next up, we have Councilman Jenny.
Thank you, Council President. Just a couple things. One, congratulations to Al Parente. Service to our community and leadership that he provided, I'm sure was what helped make our community police force a very qualified and respectable force. And Jim Mitchell, congratulations to you, Acting Chief. It's great. It's a wonderful thing for you. And in addition, I'd like to congratulate Jeff Hatcher and the mayor for preparing and putting together, plus all the department heads. This budget, after we've gone through it and from what we've seen from it, was really another masterful part of our financial management that Jeff is really, really good at. He's got to be one of the best. I mean, 2 years in a row with a 0 municipal tax increase. And it just also shows the value of surplus, of having surplus available when needed. So thank you, everyone. Congratulations. And that's what I have tonight.
Thank you, Councilman. Next up, we have our Vice President of Council, Tom Lyon. Councilman.
Thank you, Council President. I'd like to echo my congratulations to the chief. Give him a good salute. Not that I knew him on a real personal level or whatnot, but every time I had an interaction with him, he was very thoughtful, very responsive, and he really cared about the issues I was bringing forward and the issues that would help with our residents. So congratulations, Chief. I hope you have a long and healthy retirement. And also Jim Mitchell, who I know a little bit from some interactions, maybe down at a polar bear plunge a couple times or two. He's a great guy, and I think he's a great choice for acting chief right now. And he's also a man of honor, integrity, and he's got a pretty good sense of humor. So we're good with Jim. Also, I'd like to echo all the work of the department heads and Jeff and the mayor on the budget. It is a difficult process, especially when you're navigating a pandemic and some reduced revenues, and yet you can hold the line on taxes. And I've dealt with a lot of administrators over the years in my day job, and I would echo what Lynn said, probably one of the best. So congratulations, everybody, on that. And lastly, it's like, let's just keep at it with the COVID. The masks. I got my second shot, and I think it should be a personal choice for everybody, but at the end of the day, it went well. I got the shots. I'll go up to Staples and get mine laminated, and we'll be good to go. That's my report. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Council Vice President. For my report, naturally going last, everyone took my thunder, but I do want to echo my colleagues' comments and also congratulate the chief and wish him a prosperous retirement. With regards to the budget, I really echo, I think Lynn hit the nail on the head. This is a fantastic budget, an excellent budget for the town. We've somehow increased our services to the town, all while holding the line on the tax rate, which is incredible in the middle of a pandemic. I think that speaks volumes. And it really speaks volumes about Jeff and the mayor, their ability to present and manage this budget for us. So I want to thank them for their hard work, as well as the department heads for working very hard during this trying time to make sure we stay in the lines. And finally, I heard from a couple residents about some speeding concerns on Tempe Chase. I did reach out to our engineer. As you may recall, last year in our capital budget, we included traffic calming and speed calming for Tempe Chase and the Grand Boulevard, located near the sports complexes on Tempe Chase and Grand Boulevard. That project is being designed as we speak. Council will eventually put that to bid, hopefully in a couple of months, I'm told. And the plan is to get that started within this summer. So let's cross our fingers. Jim's working hard to make that happen, and it'll be in front of us shortly. And with that concludes my report. Is there?
Excuse me, Council President.
Mayor?
Yes, if I could just add a couple of things, just to echo to Marlo's report, Councilman Smith, about the lamination. I just want to be mindful to be careful of that. There's a couple things that are suggested to do before you laminate, and that would be to take a picture, make sure you have a backup, keep it on your phone, maybe even make a photocopy, and remind you that in case we have boosters, they may need to get to that card, but just be aware of that. It's great to have that information. Be sure to save it on the phone, on your phone for sure. And if for any reason that gets damaged, God forbid in lamination, but you need to reach out to your COVID provider where you got the shots to get a backup copy of that. So touche to Councilman Smith for being on top of that. But just be careful, we don't know if we're going to need boosters or anything, but for right now, after your second shot, if you want to go get it laminated, just be sure to make a backup. That's all. Sorry for the interruption.
Oh, all good. Thank you, Mayor, for that point of clarification. At this time, seeing no other reports, we'll now go to our public portion, public comments. So I'll ask for a motion to open the floor to public comment.
So moved, Tom Lyon.
And a second, please.
I'll second.
All right. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The motion carries. The floor is now open for public comment. For those folks joining us on Zoom, if you could please raise your hand. It's in the bottom of your application. And when you raise your hand, our clerk, Jamie Eggers, will unmute you and you can then communicate with us here. So at this time, if you could please raise your hand. I don't see anybody. Do you, Jamie?
I do not.
Okay. With that, since there are no hands, I'll ask for a motion to close the floor.
I'll make a motion to close the public.
Thank you. And a second, please.
Second,
Jamie, you got that? We can,
Is that Virginia?
yeah, Virginia.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? The floor is closed and I'm seeking one more motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second from Lynn. All in favor?
aye.
Those opposed? And the motion carries. Our meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good rest of your night. Take care.
Good night.
Good evening, everyone.